introduce myself. My name is Lolly, and I've seen many of you here quite a few nights. Glad to see you here again. And, you know, I was looking up the Guinness Book of Records, and I noticed that the #1 fear is the fear in standing in front of an audience, right? Well, I don't seem to have that problem most of the time, just because I'm an actress, also a school teacher, you know. So, but I do have a fear. And my fear is directions. Not just any directions, but left and right directions. Okay. And I've had this little problem ever since I was a child. It's sort of like a form of dyslexia. You know, instead of words reversing or letters reversing, it's like my left and my right. I can never figure out which was my left and my left and my right. And and when I was little, they had to tie this little ribbon around my wrist, my right wrist, so that way I could always tell which was my right wrist. And that was fine. And then as I got older, I, you know, wasn't too bothered by it because I thought, well, I can always figure out and I'll stop and figure it out. But then I had to learn how to drive. And there's a little problem if you don't know your left and your right when you're driving, especially as you're driving along, somebody tells you to make a right turn. Well, the way I dealt with it was I figured out when you make a right turn, you're always close to the curb. Now this was okay making right turns, but you run into a little problem when you make a left turn thinking like this, you know, because you end up on the wrong side of the street. So what I decided to do is not make any left turns. I would just make right turns. So when I got to a point where I had to make a left turn, I just went right, then I made another right, just hugged the curb, and then made another right, and then I went straight ahead. It was fine. So I went around for about 10 years making right turns. And sometimes in doing this, I would also find myself getting a little lost. But that's okay, because I've gotten lost in San Francisco and Chicago and New York and Los Angeles. Believe me, I know my way around those towns now. In fact, sometimes when I do get lost again, when I go there to one of those cities, I just go, oh, I've been lost here before, I can get out of here, you know? A familiar feeling, like you've been there before. But anyway, the one thing that I really, you know, was finally got a hold of this left and right, and now I'm okay. I mean, I'm not really a ditzy person. I just get a little mixed up about it once in a while, but there was one time when I really had a problem, and it was when I first passed my driver's test, because I was so proud of myself, and here I was, you know, passed my test. My mom said I could use my car, so I went home, drove the car, got my brothers and sisters in the car. I'll take you for a ride. Here it goes. So we're taking them for a ride. I make this turn, and my little sister, bless her, she goes, God, there's a guy coming down the street the wrong way. And I thought, yeah, he really is. And I realized I was on the wrong side. So anyway, and perhaps I could make it in England, as long as I didn't make any right turns, I guess. Anyway, well, let's go on with tonight's show. The first thing we're going to do tonight with our bedtime snack players is introduce them and have freeze and switch. So, well, let's welcome our bedtime snack players. And a relationship, a location from the audience.
Watch out on the relationship, Lee.
A location. I hear Malta? Malta. Malta meal. What is it? Okay, Malta. Malta. I need a relationship. Now, are they work related or are they blood related?
No, work. Yes. Co-workers. Malta? Malta?
Come on.
Some kind of work relationship.
Some kind of work relationship.
No, that's a
Trainees.
Trainees.
Trainees. You've got it. Trainees in Malta. Let's go.
So I know how to put the bullets in.
teacher?
Pulling the tree. Oh, yeah. But they taught it for the left hand guys. I didn't learn. See, this.
Three. Okay, then. Two.
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 All right. Okay.
Then, wait a minute. This
What?
is big.
Yeah, I think it's very dramatic here.
Three. Wait. There's more. Watch this.
Yes?
3.5. 3.5. 4.5. No, that's complicated. Let's go back to three.
Let's go back to three. Yeah.
Three.
Get the face.
John.
Okay, now this is the new pulse diagnosis where we feel the thumb here.
Okay.
You should be able to tell, like, all your past lives, all your future lives, how much money you're going to make in the next 10 years.
Fine. I don't want any future lives, but go ahead.
Well,
How much money? Better more than the last time.
you hold it right here. This ought to take care of that thing with your neck. Does that feel better? Paul? Are you there? Well, I think it didn't work. Try it again. Freeze!
I don't know, buddy. Kind of weird. A little strange.
Aren't you Sherry?
I know I got long hair, but you know.
There must be a terrible mistake here,
I
yeah.
think so.
John?
Paul? Yeah! It's you! Yes! I'll go for you.
All right, great.
This is the last time we mess around with super glue.
Come on.
We've got to be out of here in 10 minutes.
Is this the stuff you've got to take it off with a knife?
I don't know. I think. Oh my God!
Oh, no.
Oh no!
I'll get up.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, no, we're going to be
Darling, you don't have to grovel.
I love to grovel.
I forgive you.
I want to grovel more.
What is it you've done?
Did you get my letter?
Your letter?
Oh, that's fine then. No
I
problem.
didn't get any letters. I never had any letters from you.
You never had any letters from me? Susan. I want the purse. I want the wristwatch. Come on. The wristwatch, the ring, the necklace, the toes. Come on. Here, your neck. Hurry up.
The toes?
I'll shoot your toes first, one at a time. I'll put them over there.
Listen. You can have my rituals. You can have my necklace, but not my toes.
I'll take your left earlobe if you don't hurry up and produce.
You can have my left earlobe.
The other ones?
They're so terrible.
show the clothes, darling. So,
But I have my back.
yes. Why is Ralph always giving us this extraordinary poses? I don't really understand. It's so awkward. God, just standing here for hours. Oh, and you're always hamming it up. Stop it.
Jealous because I'm more beautiful than you.
Well, I get paid more because I have seniority.
Freeze. Okay, there's only room for one of us in this town. You ready? Okay. It's high noon. Okay. I always get the butt end of these jokes.
It's not all you'll be getting, boy.
Oh, get off my backside, okay? Ready? One. Oh, no. Come on. You cheated. You cheated.
Freeze! Next is our little game called Emo. Tonight, we have Mo and Marcy. And we need a location and a relationship. And also some emotions. Let's have the emotions first. I need some volunteers for emotions. Any emotions. Let me hear. Embarrassment.
Giddy.
Sympathy.
Giddiness.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Giddy.
Some people consider that an emotion. Okay, some more. Confusion. I got anxiety. Greed. Happiness. Oh, I love it. The little voice that came with it. Lovely. Tomorrow night, honey. Okay. Okay, I need one more.
Relief.
Oh. Okay. Now I need a location.
Zanzibar.
You know, I've been a school teacher, and I love this guy who raised his hand. That was so nice. Zaire. Zaire. Can you be a little more specific?
Where is it?
Can you tell them where it is?
Southern Africa. Southern Africa. Oh, Southern Africa.
He gets it, A+. All right. A relationship. A relationship.
Mother-daughter.
Mother-daughter in Zaire. Are you ready? Southern Africa. Here we go. I'm going to let you start, and then I'll give you your first emotion.
Well, you're always telling me what to do. You figure it out. You know, children just never listen to their parents. I told you that we were going to London. I don't know how we ended up.
Anxiety.
Well, Ma, it's like, you know, you're like always like screwing things up. I mean,
We're not supposed to be here. We are not supposed to be here. That's all I can tell you.
well,
Get me
how
out
do
of
you
here.
think that makes me feel, Ma? Because like, you know, like you're supposed to know what you're doing, and you put us on the wrong plane.
There comes a time when children
Confusion.
take care of their parents.
Like that's really like, I don't know, like really that's like really screwing up my head, you know, like, I like can't lay this on me. I'm only 14 and like,
No,
oh,
you're
wait.
old enough, and I am done now. I'm done.
Embarrassed.
Oh, God.
I can't believe it.
Don't let anybody hear that.
You know, walking around in clothes like that, I'm really gonna be angry.
This is what everybody's
relief.
I am so glad this plane landed because I've had to pee for hours.
I am so glad that we're out of that country. I mean, it was so raw.
Happiness.
God, Mom, you're the best. You're like the best mom I've ever had. All right.
Do this one more time. This time, let's go out. Kurt Butterfield, Dan Carbone. Give them some new emotions. I might take the meal list, but let me have a few more. Come on. Agony.
Ankeny?
Boredom. Oh, yeah. I've known that one. Okay, another one? Grief? Sympathy. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's more of a condition, isn't it? That's definitely a condition. Embarrassment. Okay, we've got it. Ooh, I like that one. Wait a minute. Okay, location. And a relationship. Father, like mother-daughter? Atlantis. Mother-daughter. Okay, go ahead. I'll give you one in a minute.
Well, children never listen to their mothers these days. Yes. Let me give you the Grand Royal Gronkning.
Suspicion.
Why are you touching me like that?
Oh, Mama. It's so larger. What has happened? Could it be another little child? Another little Atlantean?
Sympathy.
I feel so sorry for you. Why do you think?
I think I just finished this.
Oh, it's okay. It'll be okay. Don't worry.
I just feel so sorry for you.
Why?
Well,
It'll be another. It'll just be another little thing for me to walk around with.
Loneliness.
And then I won't feel this incredible pain. Because it's always been just me, because you're never around.
But now I'm very much around. And I need to be because I've been so lonely. I need this
Agony.
I just wish I could eat.
I could be pregnant just like you.
I'm sure you will someday soon, dear.
Excited.
Really? I want to look just like that. Just like that. Big and round. Just like you.
I'm so excited.
Giddy.
The thought of it makes me giddy. Grandchildren everywhere.
All right, thank you. That's good. Yeah. Fill in the blank.
So I turn slowly.
Wait a minute. Let me set it up so they know what to do. When Alan hesitates, what do you do when you hesitate, Alan? Show him. When he's doing this, he needs some help. I mean, from the audience. He needs a word, maybe an Maybe a verb?
Maybe
No.
some X-lax. So I turned slowly, and there she was in the distance, and she crept up to me, and I was a garbage can. And I was wondering, what is she sneaking up on me for? I'm just a smelly thing out there and everything. And I was just kind of sitting there, and I was
overwhelmed with strange urges. Overwhelmed with strange urges.
And I was overwhelmed with strange urges, as if a garbage can can have anything but slop in it. I was kind of sitting there, and I was smolcerated. I was a smolcerated garbage can. And I was rolling down the hill, and a whole bunch of cats were after me, and I was
Being approached by a dog.
I was being approached by a dog that was fighting with all of those cats, and they were going around and around. I was this smelly garbage can sort of watching like garbage cans watch, you know. And I was kind of rolling, and then I reached I reached a lake, and I fell in, and there was an apple bobbing on it. And I was now wet, smelly garbage that was sort of watching everything going on underwater. And I was sitting there, and I was
Reborn.
And I was reborn. And I floated to the top, and I said, "Thank you, oh Jesus, thank you, amen." And I was really happy, you know. And I was,
new tonight. We've got something we're going to be doing more often, and it's called team sports. And we're going to have 2 teams up here competing. But I need some judges. I need 3 judges. 3? Oh, there's one. The hand up again. I love it. And, do I have 2? Okay, you come up, and these are like points. So you're going to be watching 2 different teams, and at the end you're going to come up. All right. Another one. You can stay in your seat. At one point, you might have to stand up to show the score. I need one more. It's brave. So, could I have an adult tonight? Would that be all right? Here you go. You can watch. You can clap.
I got some numbers.
Oh, maybe you're not an adult. Okay. All right. We have 2 teams. The first team are called the Flamethrowers. Yeah.
that other team is a killer bee, so we had to be the flamethrower.
Okay. I need an activity for this one. An activity.
Mud wrestling.
Mud wrestling. Mud wrestling. You're on.
How do you mud wrestle by yourself? I mean, there you go, you brat.
Okay, now calm down, Mr. Jones. It's okay.
But it's
We'll get
stuck.
this straight jacket off you in just a minute. Sit down on the floor in the corner there, and just like that, slide. There you go. Now just sit there, and I'll go look for my keys.
Freeze!
Take that hang down. You kids go to bed. I'm going out in 10 minutes. I just can't get you kids to bed. Every night it's the same thing.
We're just playing.
You're always playing. You've been playing for 8 hours today. You're not sleeping. And you've been playing for 9 hours. I'm going out in 10 minutes. I put you to bed. I'm ready for what? I'm ready what? You ready? Take that out of you now. You leave yours in. What? It's a quick book. Once upon a time, there lived happily ever after.
know, we can pull up the sucker. Come on, stand. Don't just sit there and everything. You got this big, gargantuous, hard-barked nose over here. Okay, ready? Get this guy here. No, wait. Hold it. I forgot the rope. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot that. There's
tonight are the Killer Bees.
An activity, rat killing.
Come on, stop. Get up in your chairs. Come on. Get your instruments. What's with it with the violin? The brass, they behave themselves.
They're okay.
The drums.
They're non-violent.
All right. Puccini. The violins. You have your violin. A note, please. Excuse me. Give up on the time. Come on, it's too stringy up there.
That always happens.
All right, now don't miss him this time.
Come back here, you short little man, you.
Figure out points for flamethrowers, and then the points for killer bees. They got come stand up. Come on. Okay, flamethrowers. We have a 10. Woo! And a 10, and a 9. Right? Flamethrowers. Killer bees.
5, 10, 1. Who knows how to count
A
here?
9. It was 10, 10, 9 for flamethrowers, and there's a 9, there's an 8, and a 9. All right. Woo! Flamethrowers. One team. Let's give both teams a hand. Okay, now start already creating in your mind some questions for Mr. Know-It-All. Universal. Are you ready? I need a question.
Are there aliens among us?
Yeah.
Yes, there are. All right. How many ants are there in the whole wide world?
There probably are
Many.
more ants
Man.
people.
Yeah? Probably are. Another one.
I would like to know
What would you like to know?
how many Martians wear blue bow ties.
How many
Martians.
Martians wear blue bow ties?
6.
Six. I got your answer. Another question. I hear somebody. Why do dogs eat food? Good question.
The
Real reason
is
that
they like to eat food.
Another one. Why do fools fall in love is the question. Let's listen to Mr. Know-It-All.
For
only it
Oops.
stumped them.
Are we stumped?
only it.
For only it, for only love. That's it. All right, another question. Let me hear another. I didn't hear that. Here's. I see a hand up. I'm sorry, I'm taking hands. Go ahead. Why should I didn't hear it. Why should a wet bird never fly at night?
Due
To its
lightness,
of the
wings,
and horns. seem
to do
that
because they
want
to be
funny.
Okay, one more question. Okay, here's another.
What's the difference between a groundhog and a Georgia peach?
What's the difference between a groundhog and a Georgia peach? Yum.
several
States.
Okay. That ends the first half of our show. We always end it with our featured singer of the evening. And tonight we're very proud to welcome Mr. Rick Stanley. And not only Rick, but he also has Jan Hicks singing backup. Let's welcome Jan. Wonderful. You do two. Great.
I'd like to practice the other one. Oh, wow. Look at this. Bedtime.
Test it again, please.
Hello, hello? Oh, great.
This thing is so clumsy. It's like hiding behind a giant box, trying to sing. She wants me to tell you the story of where I got it. I just got it in India. Which is
Real exciting. Short.
That's it. That's it.
No, this part.
Oh, we can, maybe we can stick that on you when I'm doing it. And then together when we're, but this thing, I don't think it's going to pick up anything on this. Can you hear this thing? All right, we'll do it then. These are a couple of songs I just wrote within the past month. And so it's lucky I've worked them up as well as I have. Don't expect too much, but they'll be good. Won't they? You told me they'd be good. Rolling out on the noisy sea, the sun No, I meant, have we used up enough time? Jump into.
Well, just sing the first 8 verses.
Thank y'all. I feel like a magician. This one is not too bad. It's wonderful. Okay.
You know, I've always wanted to sing with Rick Stanley, and last Thursday I was in Jim's Jack and Jill, and it was a really fortuitous night because I ran into him in the potato chip section, and he said, you know, do you ever do harmonies with men? And you always do harmonies with women. Well, I used to always sing with guys in Chicago. I was, you know, I was always in bands and groups with guys, and I said, yeah. And so he said, I got a couple songs. And I'm real happy to be here singing with Rick. I love his songs, and I love being on stage. And so this is a real pretty one. I don't know what the name of it is. I've been singing it for a while.
What is the name of this?
Maria, I guess.
Maria, we just met again. I just wrote it. It is Maria, though. But that just happened to it yesterday. It never was Maria, but we added a new part. I got a funny letter. Just after I wrote that in the morning, I went into the dining hall for lunch, and somebody hands me this little note with a heart, Maria. And I had just written this thing, you know, that was so, it kind of blew me away because it was powerful, you know, it just went, hold on, Maria, you know, it made the song really get some bite in it. And I said, wow, where'd that come from? Went into the dining hall, somebody hands me this thing, Maria, with a heart. And I'm like, God, I wonder if she was doing it. It turns out that she wanted me to sing, you know. People always put hearts on something.
When they ask a favor.
Yeah. But she'd already done me such a favor that I was glad to do it. Can you hear this guitar? Down on the beach about midnight, she was just standing there. By firelight she was a beauty, the wind and the blow on her hair. She turned around without a sound, fiery flames in her eyes. I want to know her, I want to hold her, love her here tonight. I can't leave here tonight without you. There is nothing when there's no love. Can't control how I feel about you. I should be living in your love. I should be living in your love. She turned her head to where the waves break. There's nothing here for you. She said it softly like a heartache and ran down the beach out of view. I took the low guitar in hand and played till the tears filled my eyes. I wanna know you, I wanna hold you, love you here tonight. You can't leave here tonight without you. There is nothing when there's no love. Can't control how I feel about you. I should be living in your love. I should be living in your love. Hold on to me. Hold
I'd like to introduce Dan Carbone and his little friend Poppy.
Bit. I wrote a little song, little tiny little song. Angels and demons are crawling over me, just like I was the big fat tree. Some of them go, oh, other ones go, ugh. Angels and demons are crawling over me. That's it.
And tonight, we are presenting the incredible, absolutely unnecessary 3 a.m. news, starring Delilah Bowman and her new co-anchor, Sam Masterson.
Well, good middle of the night to you all. It's 3 a.m. and time for some happy talk. And today's late-breaking news stories. But first, I'd like to introduce you to my new co-anchor, Sam Masterson. It's his first time. Sam, why don't you start off and read the folks the late-breaking news stories?
Thanks, Delilah. This is a blank sheet.
Well, nothing much happens in the middle of the night now, does it? But I do happen to know that the Andersons on Main Street had their lights on at midnight. Shake, shake. Well, how about some weather, Sam?
Thanks, Delilah. It's blank, too.
Nobody's going out in the middle of the night, are they? They don't need to know the weather. The only people out there are some homeless people in those cute little boxes. They're not watching us, are they? You know, I really wanted Dennis Quaid. But they said he doesn't do news. You know, I used to be on the 2:30 a.m. news. They are moving me up a half an hour. If this goes on, in 8 years, I'll be on the Today Show. Well, what should we do next, Sam? I know. News around the world.
Thanks, Delilah.
to be informed about what's going on in the world.
Get real. Who cares? I mean, who's watching us at 3:07 a.m.? A few nursing mothers and cats in heat. I mean,
There's Dennis. Dennis Quaid. He's right there.
no.
Yeah.
Really?
You might go.
I'll be right back, Mom. Dennis! Oh, Dennis!
And this just in. Sam Masterson has taken over the 3 a.m. news. And good evening, folks. And this scoop in Fairfield, Iowa, there was no news during the night. This is a good piece of news. And from around the world, again, fantastic. Since our last broadcast, no new news. Fantastic, folks. And weather? No weather. Fantastic. And sports? Great. No games until later on today. So that's the news. Fantastic stuff. Thanks for being with us. Come back again at 3 a.m. Thanks, folks.
Status symbols, you know. Used to be, you know, the people that could get close to Maharishi, you know, that was the big status thing, you know. And Maharishi hasn't been around, at least in Fairfield, for a while. Then it became, like in the Dome, you could tell who was status because suddenly people started sitting the wrong way at the evening program. You know? Excuse me, I can't get my legs out. I'm facing north now. And you figured out after a while, you know, like a third of the people in the Dome started facing north is the clinic, you know. You could tell who'd been to the clinic because they were now facing north. And then people started faking it, you know, just sitting north and they'd never been to the clinic, you know. And you could tell because suddenly 80 at once were sitting north, you know. They don't have that many technicians, you know. And then that kind of wore down, you know. And then it became the four-wheel drives in winter, you know. And we got to that phase. And most recently, the thermos, right? I mean, if you're going to have a thermos, have a big thermos, you know. Platinum line, you know, put a little gold in it so you have both your gold, copper, and platinum water all through. But then I really realized that the only way to stay ahead of it was to go further than just the thermos. And you have to get into how you move your thermos. I mean, the thermos caddy, you know. And you see you wheeling up to the Dome door with, you know. Yeah, excuse me, I need 2 spots tonight. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to open it. I just want it near me, just in case. It's really wild, the things we do in this committee. I tell you, I was having fun, and I was going to Dome. You know, there's you know, bliss. We've all been looking for bliss, and some of us have it in the program. I found the feeling as good as bliss before you get in the program. And that's when you reach for your badge and it's there. Is that great? You've had the other experience, right? You struggle into your clothes, you know, and you tear yourself across the campus and it's snowing and you break your way in and you get there, you go, and you pull out your checkbook, right? It's a bad feeling, you know. I've got to give you, let's see, what is it, a little update. Last time we were here, I kind of gave you a little information on the Environmental Protection Agency and the discovery that the methane gas created in the stomachs of cows and pigs was, when released, going up and destroying the ozone layer. Right? And, we contribute to that a little bit too. Like there's some people in the Dome that I think are major destroyers of the ozone layer. But the National Geographic came out today and said that research now in this direction is showing that maybe this is what created the demise of the dinosaurs. So this is an ongoing thing. We'll hear more about that later. But what I've been really enjoying, you know, you can really tell it's winter in Fairfield, and not just because it's -2 degrees here. That's not it. You know, in the springtime, you see the young ladies going to the program, and they walk. You know, they literally leave their house early and they walk. They're very independent. You know, they barely wave, barely have anything to say. You know, and then summertime, you get a little different attitude. You see them in Mount Pleasant at the show, and then you see him, you know, at Keosauqua Park with another guy, and then you see him in Iowa City with another guy, and, you know, it's kind of like gadflying, having fun. And then the autumn comes, and it's kind of like a little flashing of the eyes, looking around a little bit, you know? And then comes winter. And now women that don't even speak to you now know you by your first name, right? There's flowers waiting at your house when you get there, you know? It's kind of like the singles thing is very interesting in Fairfield. I've been watching the singles, what I call video singles. It's played at the Fairfield Market on Friday and Saturday nights. And you get there just after the program and you spend 2 hours picking out 2 videotapes. And I think it's kind of like, you know, the hope is that the other person that's really your soulmate will show up to get videos too, you know. You say, well, I got the Jiffy Pop. Well, I got the electric blanket. Wow, I got the VCR. And if it doesn't work, well, you just take your 2 videos home and watch them. You know, it's just a fail-safe way to date in Fairfield, you know. I've been having fun in Fairfield. The single scene is really outrageous here. You know, it's like out in the unreal world, if you could meet a person to hang out with who was even a meditator, you know, what? You meditate? You know, it's like you really did it, you know? And if you find a siddha, you know, like, God, fate is on our side, right? And if you find an unmarried governor, you get married. I mean, that's just a given, you know? But here in Fairfield, we have like 500 and 600 single people say, well, I don't know, you know, she's a little too Mother Divine for me. You know? I don't know. I saw him with dirt under his fingernails one time. I don't know, you know. He sits in the middle of the dome, not the front, you know. I don't know if I could date someone like that, you know. We get really snobby here. I don't get it. You know. I had a really, kind of on a serious note, I got to get into this a little bit. I was at a party the other night, and they were, for some reason, this group of people thought it was really important to tell Polish jokes. Now, when I'm at a party, and I'm generally the only person from my ethnic background there, and they start telling Polish jokes, I begin to wonder what kind of jokes they'd be telling if I wasn't there, you know? So I kind of came down on the group, and I mean, I may have been a little harsh, and if anybody was there that I don't recognize, I really apologize, but it was kind of annoying to me. I mean, they're telling these jokes about Polish people at this point, and I said, hey, I don't get this, you know? Do you watch the news? Are you aware of what's going on between blacks and Poles in New York at this very moment? I mean, in the newspaper, there's this, like, you know, literal riots, race riots and fighting in the streets between the Polish people and the black people. And the Polish people, I mean, it got so serious, they literally were throwing dynamite. And then the blacks would light it and throw it back.
Tonight we're most fortunate to have Charlie Lutz doing a dramatic reading.
You talk about heaven on earth. Fairfield. Some of you people complain that the temperature is below 70 degrees. You always get support of nature in Fairfield. Now then, I just came from North Hollywood. There, if you mention heaven on earth, it is automatically assumed that you have directly come from or are directly headed into incarceration. I picked up a copy of the Los Angeles Times the other day, and I found an article I thought very pertinent for this community. By an unknown author, nonetheless. This is entitled Definition of a Boy. B-O-Y. That means an unsophisticated, underdeveloped man who has not yet conceived of nor comprehended the personal Godhead. Now, the purpose of this little article is to let us appreciate our natural heritage. Most of us emerged from the great state of infancy. Some of us were born boys. By now, you should know who you are. After a boy has grown out of baby dresses and triangles, you probably don't remember that, and has acquired pants, freckles, and so much dirt that relatives do not care to kiss it, between meals, it becomes a boy. A boy is nature's answer to that false belief that there is no such thing as perpetual motion. A boy can swim like a fish, run like a mule, bellow like a bull, eat like a pig, and act like a monkey, according to climactic conditions. He's a piece of skin stretched over an appetite and a noise covered with smudges. He is called a tornado because he comes at the most unexpected times, hits the most unexpected places, and leaves everything a wreck behind him. Now, to me, that sounds more like a wife. He is a growing organism of superlative promise, to be fed, watered, and kept warm. A joy forever, a nuisance, the problem of our times, and the hope of a nation. Every new boy is evidence that God is not yet discouraged of man. Were it not for boys, the newspapers would go unread, and 1,000 theaters would go bankrupt. Boys are useful in running errands. I ran an errand once. A boy can readily do the family errands with the aid of 5 or 6 adults. The zest with which a boy does an errand is equaled only with the speed of a turtle on a day in July. The boy is a natural spectator. He watches parades, fires, fights, ball games, races, and airplanes with equal vigor. But he will not watch the clock. Boys faithfully imitate their dads in spite of all efforts to teach them good manners. A boy, if not washed too often, and if kept in a cool, quiet place, after each accident, will survive broken bones, hornet's nest, swimming holes, fights, and 9 helpings of pie. Author unknown. Thank you very much.
Is a little extreme. I hope it's worth it.
No, you know, Marjorie said that she had the most satisfying dining experience here, beyond her wildest expectations. And you know, she's lost 10 pounds since she started dining here regularly.
Really? Good evening, madame. My name is Miss Walls. And I will be serving you tonight. The special tonight is the gourmet surprise. A little surprise that will not disappoint. But while you are choosing perhaps a little drink...
Yes. Do you have any wine?
Wine? philosophy of dining. Perhaps you will try one of our 64 waters.
I'll have some water.
What is your Otonwa 71?
Yes. Me as well.
Two waters.
Yes.
Thank you, madame.
This is unbelievable. I know. Just listen to this. Picture a succulent roast duckling, smothered in an aromatic orange sauce, resting on a bed of wild rice. Every grain a tender, tasty treat in itself. Oh, stop! I can't stand it. I know, and look here. Look, it says 0 calories. It must be a misprint. It can't be 0 calories. I mean, look at this. Niçoise.
Oui, madame.
This can't be true. The roast duckling, 0 calories?
Madame, I think it is understood that everything here has 0 calories. This is the house of no regrets. What will you have, madame?
If you're absolutely certain that nothing here has calories, then I'll have the roast duckling.
The roast duckling.
I have nothing to lose.
Madam, you have a great deal to do. Madam.
I will have this spinach crepes with the very cheesy, extremely rich sauce that you would not normally dare to order. I'll have some of that, please.
This spinach crepe.
Thank you.
So this comes with the potato lyonnaise with the red cream sauce and the cauliflower and cheese sauce and 3 types of bread. Is this good?
Yes, thank you.
Merci, madame.
I don't believe it. No, I just don't believe this. It's not possible. It's not dumb. No wonder it took us 6 months to get a reservation here. I always wondered why no one talked about this place. They simply said it was to be experienced and not described. Well, there is something in the atmosphere, je ne sais quoi. Yes, the music, the smells. Why, even the chairs we're sitting on, I'm practically satisfied on it.
Madame, is a roast duckling. Madame, the spinach crab.
Shall we? Let's. Oh, say. Niçoise.
Oui, madame.
What's this? I mean, where's the delicious, wonderful, so-and-so food that we ordered? This is just paper.
Nobody mentioned anything about the food. Food gets in the way. This is a dining experience. Food merely gets in the way of the senses and leads to unsightly gulps. Not to mention the mess in the kitchen. Look, this is a dining experience for the ears, for the eyes, for the nose. Have you not been scratching? Scratch and sniff! Scratch and sniff! see the new patron enjoying the fruits of his labor, which I will never to accomplish.
Tell him.
But he first says that when you ladies have lost about 15 pounds, perhaps you will recommend this to your friends.
Oh, well. Tell him that we would love to recommend this to our friends, and we will keep his little secret.
Enjoy your meal.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Oui, madame.
I would like a bowl of French onion soup. Oh, and some chocolate mousse, perhaps.
Chocolate mousse?
Oh, and some key lime pie. Whipped cream. Lots and lots of whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Bananas.
Bananas.
We did the book for a while, but we wanted you to see a little bit of the other side of the story. How many have heard the story of the world written by students who've been reading this? Well, 3 people, that's great. So some students wrote an essay, and it wasn't very good, and we were reading History of the World, and 3 or 4 people laughed. So now we want to give the other side of the story, what the parents have been doing while the students have been writing these essays. Parents often write notes to school, and Lolly has told me from her teaching experience, these are quite accurate. The kind of notes people get, teachers get from parents. We'll give you a few examples, and then we'll send you home after a little survey. The first one, my son is under the doctor's care and should not take PE today. Please execute him. Please excuse Mary for being absent. She was sick and I had her shot. Dear school, please excuse John being absent on January 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, and also 33rd. John has been absent because he had 2 teeth taken off his face. Please excuse Ray Friday from school. He has very loose vowels. Please excuse Tom for being absent yesterday. He had diarrhea and his boots leaked. This is important. This is famous. Please excuse Jimmy for being. It was his father's fault. This is good. Please excuse Harriet for missing school yesterday. We forgot to get the Sunday paper off the porch, and when we found it Monday, we thought it was Sunday. Please excuse my son's tardiness. I forgot to wake him up, and I did not find him until I started making the bed. My daughter was absent yesterday because she was tired. She spent the weekend with the Marines. See. Sally won't be in school a week from Friday. We have to attend a funeral. Mary Ann was absent December 11 through 16 because she had a fever, sore throat, headache, and upset stomach. Her sister was also sick. Fever and sore throat. Her brother had a low-grade fever and ached all over. I wasn't the best either. Sore throat and fever. There must be the flu going around school. Her father even got hot last night.
Maybe I'll be like Pete Seeger. That way I can get these fun. La 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 la. I wanted to thank Jan for singing with me tonight. It really made it a lot more powerful. You can sing on the chorus on this one. And probably most of you know it. It's the only one I've sung in the last 3 years.
tonight for Paul Stockstead. It's his 50th, 40th Please join us as we sing Happy Birthday, everybody. And go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paul.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Not the man he used to be. Oh,
It was fake.
And now each of us.
Thank you.
I like this one.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, not here. Where's my glass? Well,
So stick around for some cake.
Thank you for coming tonight. It's a pleasure having you.
juggle the cake, Paul. No one holds a candle to Paul. It falls